You are not going to change anyone's mind in this conversation. So why even expend the energy in this setting of getting yourself upset in an attempt to do so? You are not going to change a mind.
If this is who my brother is, then what does that make me?
If you feel like maybe one of your family members is saying something dangerous, pull them aside. Don't embarrass them in front of everyone. My cousins were starting to believe in some crazy conspiracy theories that I thought were harmful.
Those concerns motivated Izare Webe to pursue a PhD in evolutionary psychology at Oakland University.
I wanted to look into, first of all, what explains why people are prone to believing these things in the first place. Is there a functional, adaptive reason why people might be paranoid and wary of, pharma companies or governments?
Like so many of us, Izare's family dynamics can get quite complicated, and this year, an election cycle and the holiday season are back to back.
It's almost like a perfect storm in some ways for potential family conflict. But you can have some tools in your tool belt to try to navigate those family gatherings a little bit easier.
Dr. Heidi Lyons is a professor of sociology at Oakland University.
The data does show that as a country we're becoming more politically polarized. I don't think that's surprising to anyone. So I think the probability of having a family member who might feel different politically than you do is probably higher because we have such a growing diversity in political thought.
We know the closer it gets to the election season, the more ugly even these ads become, and the more ugly the responses of individuals who believe either side become.
Dr. Rose Moten is a clinical psychologist in Detroit.
We always know there's going to be that one relative that gets a kick out of kind of pushing buttons and seeing individuals maybe get uncomfortable by discussing this.
She says it's vital to remember understanding where someone is coming from does not necessarily mean you support their beliefs.
You can understand why pro-lifers are pro-lifers without agreeing with pro-lifers. You can understand why pro-choice individuals are pro-choice individuals without necessarily having to agree with them. And this is the beauty of kind of using, this logical brain here and this critical thinking, areas in our brain that allow us to see the differences in opinions.
It's kind of like, if this is who my brother is, then what does that make me? And so I think that makes sense, that you want your family who is in some ways a part of you. We think of our family as being an extension of us, to be aligned. I mean, that makes sense.
Here's what you can do if the family get-together this year goes off the rails.
So step number one, always remember, you can only control yourself, your actions, and your reactions.
If you feel like maybe one of your family members is saying something dangerous, pull them aside. Don't embarrass them in front of everyone. Pull them aside. Explain to them why you are concerned about that belief.
One of your personal boundaries may be, I don't engage in these conversations if they come up in settings that I don't deem they're appropriate to be had in.
The next thing is that we want to make sure that you're aligning your expectations.
You are not going to change anyone's mind in this conversation. So why even expend the energy in this setting of getting yourself upset in an attempt to do so? You are not going to change a mind.
You will alienate them further if you just tell them that they're stupid. They're not. Evidence doesn't show that intelligence is related to belief in conspiracy theories.
Remember, you don't have to be all things to all people in your life, right? So just because people don't align politically with you doesn't mean that you can't be a good daughter, son, brother, father, right? Just because they're different, choose to align on something else. Talk about other things. You don't have to be all things to all people.
Dr. Rose suggests a simple breathing technique that you can do at the dining table or in the living room if a dispute becomes heated. Inhale through your nose, holding your breath for about 4 to 5 seconds, and then slowly exhale through your mouth, holding your breath again before you inhale. Repeat the exercise 3 to 4 times, and experts say it's been proven to help calm your physiological state.
The person who doesn't think the same as you do is as passionate about their views as you are. And you don't want to listen with the intent of, I just got to get in there and respond. Listen with an open mind and understand there's always a why behind why a person feels the way they do.
As her semester wraps up, PhD candidate Izare Webe says she'll offer more than an olive branch this holiday season.
People I don't agree with politically in my family, I now understand where they're coming from more, especially during election time.
She's armed with education, a deeper knowledge of what motivates people, and how to react.
I'm so thrilled because now I can actually do my job of understanding human nature and not being shocked and baffled whenever, an election doesn't turn out the way I imagine it would be.
Be sure to subscribe to Solutionaries to see all our latest videos right here on YouTube.